Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Dawn of War 2 replay. Spawn top left side as the Lord Inquisitor with autumnflame. Spawn as the Lord General with stigma8113. Spawn as the Force Commander with Rutank, and spawn as the Lictor Alpha with ZZeraf. So a lot of Imperial Guardsmen can be put on the field. Got 2 Imperial Guardsmen and 2 Sentinels, pretty standard. We got Tactical Marine and 2 as well as Termagants. And looks like more Termagants, pretty standards there as well. So all players going for some really standard plays, but we do also have the Lictor Alpha making its way forward. Ready to eat some Lord General entourage. Now we've also got the Imperial Guards music as well. Does have the Sergeant upgrade as well, so it does spot that. He does grab himself a Lord General. Termagants could go forward to type the Lord General up in melee. And you also have the Termagants getting some damage in as well. Sentinel will make its way forward, not being upgraded to Stomp just yet. Maybe just not enough energy for that at the moment. Lord General has dropped one of his entourage, getting reinforced now. Lictor Alpha's advancing forward. The entourage is down for the Lord General. Over on the left side, we've got the Force Commander engaging the Sentinel and the Lord Inquisitor. Tactical Marine Squad getting tied up in melee. Force Commander is trying to tie up this Imperial Guardsman in melee. No, starting to upgrade onto them. Good stun shot there. Now they are going to get a decent volley there. Up north, we've got, looks like a decent stun there onto some Termagants. Imperial Guardsman does get forced back there. Look to Alpha trying to eat the Lord General now. Sentinel's still going quite strong. The Lord General may need to fall back. I think the Lord General himself is almost down. The Lord General model, I believe, is almost down. If that goes down, then the rest of his models go down. Nope, he had plenty of health remaining himself. Force Commander does get forced back right there. And Sentinel's now makes way forward. Got the Scout Squad here, gives some damage there onto the Sentinel. Good stomp there on the Tactical Marine Squad. Now this Imperial Guardsman has been upgraded to Sergeant as well.
The enemy is destroying a key structure.
We now have the Power Generator now receiving quite a bit of fire. And now got the Lictor Alpha capturing up this point as well. Yep, the Force Commander and the Lord Inquisitor are fighting each other. Imperial Guardsmen are getting some damage there onto the Power Generator now. And now we've got these Tactical Marines advancing forward. Sentinel now advancing on forward. Let's get a stomp there onto the Force Commander. The Sentinels now see quite a bit of fire there, trying to get repaired on up. Force Commander or Lord Inquisitor does get a stun there on the Force Commander. And now the Imperial Tactical Marine Squad is falling back as well. Looks like the Termagants are overrunning the Lord General. Now there's, okay, we do got Casual Devils being pulled up by the Lord General now. No Casual Devils being pulled up by the Lord Inquisitor, but she has an upgrade with the Holy Brazier as well as the Rosarius, making her very, very durable. And also that stun shot ability of her, it's only really good versus heroes, which is not. So it's a very niche ability in my opinion. Because at this point in the game, the hero is not necessarily more powerful than the infantry squads, though they can do some good work. Don't get me wrong. But using her energy as help is probably a little bit better. I'll send a quick INQ, I guess Inquisitor to you. Some hero down? Nope, no heroes down at the moment. But looks like it's going to, the Inquisitor is going to come up and support the Lord General herself. That's what's going on. Now we've got the Casual Devils advancing forward with the Imperial Guardsmen. Lord General's advancing forward with the Sergeant upgrade, or Sergeant reinforced. Scout Squad is in this region as well. Lord General's trying to tie up the Barb Strangler Thorn in melee. Casual Devils get a great knockback volley there. And now here comes Lord Inquisitor trying to tie up that Warrior Brood as well. Does he even crippling toxins ability from the Termagants? And the Termagants do go ahead and fall on back. Lord Inquisitor is severely wounded. She needs to fall back sooner rather than later. Lord General's backed on off, so there's no potential for revive at the moment. And the Catching Up is already suppressed by the Barbed Strangler weapon. Imperial Guardsman charging forward could repair up the Sentinel, and those to avoid that there, and does get a nice barrage onto those fours. He perhaps pushed a little bit too far. There's a lot of hive nodes here. 4 hive nodes that can quickly annihilate these squads, probably. Over here, do have now the Tactical Marines, Assault Marines, and the Force Commander chopping apart some generators. Assault Marines to jump on in and not good knockback down to the Imperial Guard. And the Imperial Guardsmen could try splitting up. Assault Marines getting some great damage there. Sentinel may be eyeing for a stomp relatively soon, but he probably still on cooldown. Force Commander has fallen back. Got the Lord Inquisitor getting some good damage there. Flip Razor, see, grants Holy Fire ability, which does a cast on the ground for damage to effect, so manage the Sydney Grenade. These forces do go ahead and fall on back.
The enemy is capturing one of our victory points. Scouts ready.
Scout Squad receive a bit of fire there. We got the Lord General receive a bit of fire as well. It does get grabbed. The Lord General himself gets grabbed, and the squad may get wiped out because of that. I'm pretty sure if the Lord General goes down, the squad just instantly gets KO'd, right? It's not like the Heretics, unless maybe they changed it so it acts like the Heretics. Imperial Guardsman does get a nice bit of damage onto them. They do fall back nice and early. Casual Devils and Imperial Guardsmen still in this region. Look at Sentinel. Looks like all players have gone for tier 2 except for the Force Commander, who's already gotten tier 2 and going for the Razorback now. Look at Alpha see a bit of fire there. Imperial Guardsmen and the Sentinels phasing forward. Kind of smoke grenade there from the Casual Devils. Look at Alpha still charging forward. Imperial Guardsmen a little bit wounded, so is the Casual Devils. Casual Devils are out of energy, and Electric Alpha's now falling back. We got the Sentinel charging forward, but severely wounded. These repairs. And so we're seeing some repairs now. The Sentinel's now charging on forward, and does force back these forces. Over here, we've got the Assault Marines forcing back the Heavy Weapons Squad, and do got the Guardians, or Guardsmen right here as well. Starting to upgrade onto the Assault Marines. And now the Lord Inquisitor's going to try to dissuade those Assault Marines. Now it's maybe a good time for a stun shot there. Let's get a good stun shot onto the Force Commander. Now I've got the Razorback advance forward. Does get a good volley there onto the Sentinel. Sentinels may just need to run away. Keeping him alive to go up to tier 2 would be half bad, so he gets access to the crack missiles. Force Commander's not falling back. We of course do have the. Oh wait, that's a las cannon. That is a very, very early las cannon.
The enemy falters, but he is
And looks like he has some trouble for angle right there. The Lord Inquisitor is currently down as well. Missile launcher being upgraded, but that Sentinel's very, very wounded. Doesn't find the rate attack down the Razorback. Now the last cannon will need to be forced back. Lord now has grabbed the sniper rifle. And you also got the Sergeant upgrade on the Casual Devil as well. Gains some extra damage versus these structures. There's a pack coming over here supporting, because also the multi-last turret as well. Got these forces now advancing forward, a pretty sizable army, including a Venom Brood. No missile launcher upgrade on this Sentinel here. Got now also the Oberyn being pulled on out. Multi-last turret does go down there. Lord General is quite wounded here. Got a sizable force here, but nothing really negates his force. Capillary Tower being pulled on out. Nothing in the area to defeat the Razorback. We got the downed Electro Alpha in this region. Sentinel's about to go down as well. Casual Devils obviously a bit of fire as well. But Lord General just may need to fall back. This entire force is getting ripped apart. Over on the left side, we do have the Sentinel here, as well as the Imperial Guardsmen avoiding the Force Commander's ire. Now this Imperial Guard squad does fall back. Lord General is now receiving a bit of fire. He himself needs to fall back. Wait. Were those Tyranid forces? Did he just throw a Tyranid force inside the Razorback? I was not paying attention. Or was that his? Okay, that's just Scout Squad. There was Tyranid forces inside that Razorback. asking for a res. I assume that's the Lift to Alpha. Yes, it is. Over here, we got these forces advanced forward. Ogren as well. Ogren, of course, an excellent frontline unit. I see some craft missiles here. Yep, can't divert the force commander at the moment with this assault here. Assault Marines do jump up forward, getting great knockback there. Ogrens, however, now knocking back his forces, but then too early because the knockback resistance of jumping was still enabled. After Marines are now pushing forward, we see some fire from the last cannon. Last cannon now returning towards the Razorback. It does take up the Razorback right there. Assault Marines still in the mix, trying to tie up the Ogren. The Assault Marines do lose their Sergeant. The Ogrens are still very, very healthy. Now going to be overrunning his forces. Force command is being ignored. They got the force now. The Termagants trying to. They could use the crippling poison oxen sack ability onto the Ogrens to help them slow them down for the force commander. Force commander almost goes down, and force commander goes down. So you can't res him. Oh wait, no, that's this player here. Both players are asking for res. Ogren do fall back. Got the sizable mixed force here. Up here, got the warrior brood to capture this point.
We have 300 points remaining.
Now got both these Imperial Guardsmen upgraded with plasma guns and Commissars. And these generators could be quickly focused down. They're still in the building state, but no going for the activated point. I say there's a bit of oversight. He could have quickly destroyed the power generators as they're still being built. Assault Marines do not jump down on top of the heavy weapons team. We do also have the fresh Primus Psyker deployed on the field. Lord General does fall back. Got these Termagants advancing on forward as well. Got the Ogrens charging way forward. Got a Capillary Tower being pulled out. Good Toxin Sack ability there. Or Crippling Poison, should say. Primus Psyker now being hit by now the fresh Storm Guard veterans. Imperial Guardsmen advance forward. The last cannon may just need to fall back, get some healing, because it's down to 2 members with less than half health. These forces do go ahead and self-retreat away. You got the now fresh squad of Rippers to be ripped apart. And over here, you got now the Warrior Brood may get wiped out, down to 0 health. You also now got the Stormtroopers deployed on the field, currently upgraded with nothing. Maybe a good idea to keep them unupgraded, so in case he wants to go for melter guns. You're now a Terminator Force Commander deployed on the field, making his advance. And now he is going to be led by these scouts who are now falling back. You got these Ogrens, Imperial Guardsmen, a lot of forces here, a lot of forces here, a lot of Imperial Guardsmen here. Now it's time for a Plasma Cannon Devastator. Artifacts being deployed on out. Not a whole lot of anti-vehicle in this region. The Ogrens are here, but maybe going for the melee artifacts is not necessarily half bad. Storm Guard veterans are pushing way forward. Now's a good time for some high explosive rounds because these forces are very bunched up. Now we've got the Heavy Flamer upgrade. That's another good AoE weapon. Scout Squad advancing forward, trying to get some good damage there. Warden still upgrade the Sniper. You got the grab there from the Look to Alpha onto the Primus Psyker, trying to pick him off. Primus Psyker may just need to fall back, does just fall back nice and early. Ogren trying to smash down the Terminator Force Commander. Imperial Guardsman now receiving some flames from the Force Commander there with the flame ability. Now the Force Commander does go ahead and fall on back. These forces are going to try to clean up these power generators. We've got tier 3 on the build queue for the Lord General. No tier 3 for the Lord Inquisitor. Both of these players have deployed out their tier 3, and now he has upgraded these Assault Marines to Vanguard veterans. So we got the Terminator Force Commander, Stern Guard veterans, Vanguard veterans, and the Scout in the leader portrait. What more could he want? So it looks like the Force Commander is eyeing a elite force. The Lictor is falling on back now. These forces are advancing on forward. These forces are falling on back. And these Imperial Guardsmen are just trying to avoid this elite force. Lord Inquisitor is now receiving a bit of fire from the Stern Guard veterans and from the Scouts. So got the Vanguard veterans trying to engage these Imperial Guardsmen. Primus Sector does get a cast there, knocking back one of those forces, and does get snared there by an ability. I'm not sure which ability that was. It has been from the Primus Psyker, not from the Lord Inquisitor. Agion Devil still in this region. Red's trying to recapture these northern points. Very nice. Now we've got the Carnifex up here. Upgraded the Stranglethorn Cannon. And now we've got a Lictor to support the Lictor Alpha. Imperial Guardsman getting some damage there on the Lictor Alpha as he starts walking his way forward. No upgrades on the Lictor Alpha. The Lictor Alpha has some fun upgrades, such as a giant leap ability. Melta Guns, we've got Melta Guns on the Stormtroopers, very nice. That should be effective versus all targets. Enable ambush the Carnifex. Another Capillary Tower being employed on now. By Gens. I first thought it was Gene Stealers, but he's the Terminator Force Commander. He doesn't have Gene Stealers. That's his teammate. Grenade launcher barrage there, whiffs from the Agion Devils. We now got the Terminator Force Commander advancing forward with the Vanguard Veterans. Ogren trying to engage in melee. It does go and jump on top of the Imperial Guardsman. The last cannon, of course, doesn't really have any good targets barring the Carnifex, which is not himself is not finding the Carnifex. Lord General does see a bit of fire there. Lictor does go and engage the last cannon as well. Terminator Force Commander seeing a bit of fire there. The Lictor Beta does fall back, as well got the Stormtroopers severely when it did fall back as well. Imperial Guardsman just advancing forward, taking some good damage there. Both last cannons are now hitting that Carnifex, getting some great damage there. Terminator Force Commander receiving a bit of fire there from the Ogren. They does teleport away and retreats on back. Stern Guard Veterans are going to try and engage the Ogren self melee. They do fall back with 3 models remaining, including the Bonehead Sergeant. Imperial Guardsman trying to get some heavy cover there. Nice napalm run there, forcing back the Termagants there. You got the Venom Brews now upgraded the infantry weapons. Very nice. Getting some great damage on that Imperial Guardsman. He did lose a sergeant, but Colmazar does tape on Albert. Laskin does fall back. The Venom Brews now seeing a bit of fire there from the Imperial Guardsman, but that Imperial Guardsman gets forced back by the Carnifex. Now we've got the Lictor Alpha getting some good melee hits there. Has been upgraded the corrosive cars there. It's also power striking units with increased amount of damage. They take by 20% as well as vehicles by 25%, so it's a good support weapon. The Terminator Force Commander does have a sniff reserve resources, could potentially go for a land raider at the current rate. And the Lictor Alpha has a bit small reserve of resources as well. Lord Inquisitor does not have much reserves at the moment, and the Lord General has some reserves as well. Maybe going for a Lemurus wouldn't be half bad. Got the incendiary effect there from the Flamer, or that's just the auto attack. Got the slow ability there from the Primus Psyker.
The enemy has claimed one of our battle brothers.
Force Commander, Terminator Force Commander does fall back there. Now got the Lictor Alpha and the Lictor Beta advancing up forward. The Lictor Beta Alpha does get the Stormtroopers tied up in melee. Lictor Beta is not engaged just yet. Lictor Alpha does fall back. Now got the last cannon Devastator being tied up in melee by the Lictor Beta. Imperial Guardsmen advancing forward, trying to get some good damage on these forces. We got the Imperial Guardsmen now getting tied up in melee. Got the Venom Brood and Cormagants advancing forward. Stormtroopers do get forced back. Imperial Guardsmen getting ripped apart by these Cormagants and Venom Brood. The Venom Brood, I believe, has... Oh, that's a Napalm run. There's a Valkyrie run. Getting a direct hit there on a large number of those forces. We got the next Valkyrie run there. Almost wipes out the Venom Brood. All those forces do fall back. The incendiary effect does singe these forces a little bit as well. Most of the last cannon heavy weapons team does get forced back. Got the devastated plasma cannon being pulled up by the Terminator Force Commander. Over here, these forces are advancing forward, trying to capture some sectors. Now I do also got some Bogren deployed on the field. All players have it now up to tier 3. Predator tank now deployed on the field. And we've got the Lord Inquisitor receive a bit of fire.
Task unfinished is a prayer unanswered.
Another Carnifex being floated out, so the Imperial Guards need to focus on some anti-vehicle weapons. Lane rush with Vanquisher cannons could be very handy there. Predator tank now advance forward. Got the Bulgrin, maybe Iron to engage as well. That bunker is rigged to explode. And I don't think that it can. Oh, okay, that's just a casual booby trap, not the Imperial Guard's bunker rigged to booby trap. Force Commander received a bit of fire there. Predator tank advancing forward. You got the Imperial Guardsmen receiving a bit of hits as well. The Lord Inquisitor is out of energy and trying to tie up these Vanguard veterans. Good hits there onto the Bulgrin, onto the Terminator Force Commander. The Bulgrin should be able to wipe out that Terminator Force Commander. Terminator Force Commander does go down there. Imperial Guardsmen receiving more fire there. And looks like the last cannon Devastator, last cannon heavy weapon C does fall out that garrison. Last cannon Devastator finds a hit there on the Bulgrin. Predator tank is advancing forward. Lictor Alpha now being upgraded with the Adrenal Glands, also been upgraded the Menacing Message. Grants a Terrify ability, forces the unit to retreat back to base. That's a very powerful ability. Predator tank received a bit of fire there. Predator tank will likely go down there, but now Splings fire with the Carnifex as well. This Predator tank does go down there. Carnifex may receive some fire, but got a big flank here. Got a Lean Rust here, upgraded with Vanquisher cannon there. Needs perhaps a Napalm run this region to help force back these forces. Predator is now advanced forward, trying to rush down that Carnifex. Does get a shot there of the hull mounted Las Cannon. Venom Brood firing away. Last Cannon heavy weapon scene is not receiving a bit of fire. Imperial Guardsmen get forced back from the Scouts and Plasma Cannon Devastator. Limro's still turning forward. There's a fresh Carnifex here being upgraded to the Venom Cannon. But now the Venom Cannon is engaged in melee. You got a shot there. Gringo 4 Cannon does find a good shot down those Stormtroopers, which do get a Milker Bomb there. And now the Venom, Limros is falling back. Venom Brood is also falling back as well. Red right now has 151 VPs. Blue only is down to 24, and it's counting down against them quickly. He's trying to recapture this point here. They need to capture another point as quickly as possible, because they have no time to waste. They need to start decapturing a point now. Lictor Alpha's going to try to do that. He's pretty low in energy, but should have enough to at least get it decaptured. Let's get spotted there. Got now a Napalm run there. Now got the Carnifex engaging. Gringo 4 Cannon does get a good hit there on the Imperial Guardsman. Does decapture the point time with 2 tickets remaining. If this Lord General decaptured that other point, it is game over. But got this point being decaptured as well. Soon it's going to be a triple neutral. And now the Lictor Alpha and the Terminator Force Commander is trying to capture this point. Oh, that's Lictor Beta. We've gotten a good number of camouflage forces here. The Lord, or more stealth stormtroopers here. And not sure why he forced fire the ground right there. These stormtroopers are charging forward. They have no weapon upgrade at the moment, and they got ripped apart there. Do capture this point here. Good casual grenade launcher barrage there, but those stormtroopers have to fall back sooner rather than later. Got the Lehman Russ getting some good damage there. Onto the Venom cannon. Casual Devil's Force tying up the Venom cannon in melee, which is actually very important. Also got a zone drop here. I'm not sure what that was. Looks like both Carnifexes are now down. That was the other Carnifex model there. Termagants is trying to decapture this point, recapture that point. Blue does have one capture in his favor in the center of the map, and that's not being threatened. Imperial Guardsman advance forward, gets some good damage over there. Over here, looks like this point is trying to be decaptured by Blue, so Blue's going to stay in the game there. Terminator Force Commander gets good damage in there. Now got some Terminators deployed out as well. Viciously, Elite Force deployed out with Force Commander. It's another power generator there. Double capture in favor of Blue. Ability Tower being deployed on out. Nimros has seen quite a bit of fire there, and now got a... Is that the drop pods there for the Termagants and Formagants? Oh, now it's deployed Venom Brood. Very nice. Lord General's advanced forward. Look to Alpha jumping on in, knocking back the Lord General. Now got also another, what's that, Tyrannid formation actually called on in. I didn't realize it's being called on in. Look to Alpha is falling back. Heavy Weapons team may get wiped out by Look to Beta. Lord General does go down to Look to Beta. Good Valkyrie run there, coming on in, gets great hits. But does not get any squad wipes there. Forward tree coming out by the Lord General, going for another Lehman Rust. Needs a lot of repairs. You know, here, Overin's advanced forward, got a triple capture in favor of Blue and Red's grappling team capturing. I think that's going to be the end of the game. It looks like Red has surrendered. This Anagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay.